I want to start off this video with reading a tweet. Being competitive in fighting games is not for everyone. I've seen people with great neutral, combos, and pressure in casual games, but as soon as they play in the tournament, they fold. The mental game is huge, and I feel like it's not talked about enough. One of the biggest hurdles in fighting games is the amount of pressure and stress they apply to the player. You can go to the sweatiest game modes in Call of Duty. You could go to a battle royale. You can go to search and destroy. You can go to whatever game mode and it will never compare to ranked or a tournament. The type of intensity these fighting games apply is unmatched in my opinion. The one-on-one aspect really changes how the game operates. If you lose, if you make a mistake, there's no one to blame but yourself. This is one of the greatest achievements of fighting games, but it also is one of the greatest hurdles because a lot of people cannot take it. In today's video, there's a few topics that I want to cover and dissect with all of you, but before we get into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's a small thing, but it goes a long way. And also go ahead and follow me on Twitter as well. With that, the first thing that I want to talk about is a tweet from Little Majin. Tekken 7's online play was very unstable yesterday. Did anyone experience this? When I saw this tweet, all I could think to myself was, I experienced this level of instability with Tekken 7 all the time. I never seen a game be so laggy yet succeed. The only thing I could possibly compare it to was PUBG back in its day. But even PUBG didn't go on for 7 years. That game had like a good 2 years of being popular, and then people got tired of dealing with all the shenanigans. It feels like Tekken 7, people will never get tired of the gameplay, and that kind of speaks to how good it is. An update to EVO Japan. They tweeted out, to celebrate all your training, EVO Japan 2023 will be providing 2 million yen minimum prize for each of our 7 tournaments. And they give us a breakdown telling us how much the prizes are for each tournament placement. And this is pretty fascinating because on the live stream I was just talking about how other games laugh at fighting games. When I see a streamer talking about fighting games, they usually talk about how it's a joke because you only win like $2,000 after defeating 400 players. So the fact that they're increasing the prize pool is a good thing, but they can't stop at 2 million. They have to keep on going. Keep on. The final update that I'll do is then we're going to talk about Tekken 8. Bandai Namco Esports, they give a final update, well, what I hope is a final update to the LCQ situation. For those of you who don't know, very fast recap. The LCQ was supposed to go live like on the 19th, but some bright soul did a surprise early entrance whatever, and they opened it up like 7 days before. All the tickets sold out. Most of the people who got tickets were in America. Everybody in Japan and Korea and all over the world was sleeping. After getting a lot of pressure from players, Bandai Namco decided to up the capacity of the LCQ by 30%. They made 30% more of the tickets, but then when that went live, it also sold out immediately. And what they're doing here with this tweet, you guys can pause and read it if you want. Basically, they are going to be contacting people individually through Discord, and basically they're going to be inviting people that way. So now the LCQ is kind of turning into this invitationals. That's what I've seen a lot of people saying is, how can you enter the LCQ without points? So maybe they'll use that as a metric system. Who knows? But a lot of people were happy with this, so I guess the situation is resolved. Now let's talk about the thing that everyone is complaining about. 2 hours ago, at the time of making this video, the official Tekken Twitter tweeted out, to the fans from Tekken, may your combos never drop and your meter always be filled. Happy holidays. When I seen this, I knew the community was gonna lose their mind. Before I even looked at the responses, I knew everyone was gonna panic. Seeing how people were responding to the Paul Phoenix hair, to the sidestepping, to the heat system, these things just happen time and time again. Now, the meter. In Tekken 7, I honestly don't feel like meter is the biggest issue. I know everybody hates 2D characters, but I feel like 2D characters is only truly a problem in tournaments. If you talk about in online environment, Akuma is one of the least used characters in the game. His win rate isn't even that high. So many characters have a higher win rate than him. Same thing for Geese Howard. I think a lot of people just get burnt out on 2D characters because they've been dominant and we've been seeing them for so long. That's the thing, right? Even though tournaments doesn't really represent what happens in online, I think still seeing something, watching something for 7 years almost, that can change the way you view things. That can change the way you view the game. And Michael Murray and Harada confirmed that the Rage system and the Heat system are separate. Rage arts are returning. I don't know if Rage drives are returning, but the Heat system is going to be separate from that. And a lot of people are wondering if the Heat system is going to have a meter then. Is it going to have a bar? The one thing that I can compare it to is the drive impact, the drive system in Street Fighter 6. I see a lot of people, some are like for how you can use it at any point in time. You start off with a full meter and you could just use it however you want. Some people like that idea, but also I saw some people saying everything can be punished with a drive. Everything can be parried. And another thing with Street Fighter 6 that the drive system is influencing is the damage output. Now we already deal with high damage in Tekken 7. I don't think the Street Fighter community deal with that really in Street Fighter 5, but the damage output in SF6 is crazy. And the heat system, meter, how will all this stuff unfold in Tekken 8? I think at first it possibly will get negative feedback. I think people will hate it just because 2D and meter is the thing that you hate. But if the Tekken developers really decided to put meter in the game, like if they built Tekken 8 around meter, I really don't see it turning out the same way that it did for Tekken 7, because Tekken 7, meter is kind of a thing that 2D characters can exploit. But if everyone has meter, lol, everyone has meter. If everyone has meter, then the game will be more fair and balanced. I don't agree with this logic, but I did see people in the community saying this before. They say if people hate 2D characters so much, why not make every character 2D? And of course the response is because Tekken is a 3D game. We don't like 2D jumping, fireball spam, and EX meter. But if you were to give those things to everyone, it would make it more fair, more balanced. Now, I don't know how that would change the gameplay if everyone had meter and heat system was something that was at your fingertips at any moment in the game. It's hard to say how that would affect and change the dynamic of Tekken, the feel of Tekken. EX at any point, that would be so much like Street Fighter. But also I can't really say whether or not it would be a good or a bad thing because I never experienced Yoshimitsu or Dragunov or any of these characters with meter. Who knows how the heat system can make the game better? We always think about, oh, this change is gonna make it worse. But I guess I just like to think positive and say, how will it make it better? This goes back to me trusting Harada. Harada took over in Tekken 3. Tekken 3 was one of the best Tekkens ever. Michael Murray showed up in Tekken 5, another best Tekken ever. In Tekken 7, combined, both of those guys, they gave us another best Tekken ever. These guys have proved themselves, 20, 30 years of hard work, and at this point, I believe in them. Whether they add meter, whether they add heat, whether they make it more aggressive, I think Tekken will still end up being and feeling like Tekken at the end of the day. This does not scare me. It's definitely funny seeing everyone's reaction to it, but I think Tekken 8 is trying to be something new, something better, something more exciting. And to me, that is also exciting. I want elevation. I want the next chapter of Tekken. And with that, this video's over. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also go follow me on Twitter. Leave a like on this video. That's it, everyone. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one, and bye bye.